Hey traders, welcome back to the channel on this super early Sunday morning. And a little bit of insight on what I do on the weekends. I do my charts, I do some reviews. I really try to keep it down and just kind of get away a little bit from the life of trading. It just keeps me balanced and keeps me in a state of abundance. But one of the things I do like to do is read your comments on Saturdays and some, in this case, Sunday mornings. And I'm just going to do a video on this. I love your questions. By the way, the quality of responses and comments to this YouTube community, I got to tell you, is really just, it's getting to the A game. So I love it. Keep them coming. It really gives me joy in a profession that sometimes can bring you down, even on winning weeks. So let me give you this simple question. Hey, Mike, do you ever walk away from perfect looking setups? I mean, that's a great question. And I actually had to think about it, right? And I ran out. I said, you know what? I got to think about it. I got to give this person his due. Went out to get some coffee, and I said, you know what? Yeah, there's like 4 of them. Let's talk about it. All right, so I wanted to reach out to them and say, could I use your name or reference it? But I just didn't have time. And I always try to respect the, viewers and commenters' privacy, and if they want to use their first name and whatever. But I just didn't get a chance. It was like 5 a.m. I went to get my hazelnut latte, so I'm all set. So are there situations where I just pass up on really, really good setups? Yeah, I actually came up with 4 of them sitting in the parking lot, sipping my latte. Okay, so here is the first one. Ready? All right, so the first one, you may not really anticipate, but it's important to me, and it's actually in my business plan as a trader. If I'm not in sync in the morning and I don't do my pre-market prep, I can't trade certain instruments, certain things like scalping and things like that, regardless of perfect setup. I have to do my pre-market prep. It's my job as a trader. Right? Do you ever have that time when you're working and you just like you didn't prepare for a meeting and you run in there and you're like the last person in and you grab the last seat and you're the first person who's got to speak on the agenda? You're just like blah, 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 you're like just all flustered and you could tell you're not prepared. Well, in our business, that means dollars at risk. And I just can't do it, whether it's my own personal funds or it's on the managed side. So I set rules. I say I'm not going to do it. And the math has shown when I don't prepare appropriately, just the results aren't there. So the first reason why I don't take a quote perfect setup, I have to be prepared. It's part of the rules. I owe it to myself and I owe it to protect my investment capital. All right, next, when there's correlation risk at stake. So say I have a really good setup, but I have 3 or 4 positions and they're all sort of long NVIDIA, AMD and some other tech stuff. All right. I can't take it. My rules say I can't. All right. So what I'm going to do is, because of correlation risk, I'm going to pass up on a really, really good setup. Now, I make a note in my journal about it, but it kind of pains me because if it's valid, it's valid. It has an edge. I really should be taking it, but I can't discount correlation risk. It's just too important to my overall results and overall, capital management. So correlation risk number 2, I want you to think about it. Let me know if you've ever thought about that. Like you're in a situation where, I got 6 pairs and they're all USD long and there's my other setup. Like which one do I take, right? Do I cancel one? Do I get out of one early? I mean, there's a lot of variations, but my general rule is I can't compromise correlation risk. And that's all part of my trade journal and my analytics that I've generated to make that decision. If you want any help with that or any information to help you use your analytics better, click on the link below. I'll send you all the information that you need to help you out in that regard. All right, next. I have an A+ setup. It's perfect. I'm the tiger and I'm in the tundra and I see the limping wildebeest. I'm like ready to attack. But you know what? Everything lines up. The pullback, the price, the entry, but the market context just isn't there. And market context has become not only an important factor in my trade decision, but a more prominent weight in the overall catalyst of how much size I put on. So say, for example, I'm scalping and it's really kind of like in and out whack-a-mole kind of stuff, right? It's a dull day and I'm just sort of chopping ranges. But all of a sudden, price goes outside of that range, maybe exceeds the daily high from the prior day, or a support and resistance level, for however you define that. Now all of a sudden, sort of my scalp mode kind of has to kind of fade away. But I see the perfect setup. Can't do it. Doesn't meet my market context rules. All right, so this one, and let me know if this has ever come to pass where just life happens. And I thought about this one in the parking lot. I'm thinking about, what could be the other reasons? Here's one that I do all the time, right? when I'm available for the entry. So it's right there. I'm ready to do it. It's a possible like swing trade or, maybe like a long scalp kind of thing. But I know I have plans, an hour from now. I have to go to a lunch meeting or something, and I know I'm not going to be able to check the charts. Now, some to just set it and forget it, and that's fine. I'll let those go, maybe at a smaller size. But the ones where I know I need to manage, particularly if I want to trail or not, and it's going to be based on, internal indicators or, indicators under the hood, which we've talked about in prior videos, I can't take that. I can't do it, or I have to adjust it in some form, or see if there's another strategy that will fit at a lower size. But the perfect setup where I know I need to manage and I'm not going to be available to do it, gotta pass. All right, so when you're sort of down in the dumps and you're just trying to maybe take trades to get back to even. I mean, we've all done it, and I know it's kind of a rule breaker. And that's maybe one reason to kind of think about not taking the trade, or maybe you want to take the trade with exercise to sort of make up for the loss. All right, but one of the things I monitor, and again, I do it in my trade journal. Click on the link below, give you all the information, help you out with your journal analytics. But I have found through my journal analytics when I'm overconfident. All right. And I've noticed, and a lot of times it's when you're, sort of crushing it and not only having good winning trades and good winning days and good winning weeks, but just sometimes you get that zone where you're just trading in the zone where just everything seems to work out. Even sort of the mistakes tend out to, have be winners or even break evens. But you could feel that sort of overconfidence. All right. It happens to all of us. I've been doing this for 17 years now, close to 20. And I still have that overconfidence in mind. And boy, the market will let you know when you're overconfident. So when I actually have a sign of overconfidence, I'll either pass on it or be more conservative in my approach to trading. And even on good setups that really are valid, sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep my green and just deal with it. And just, it sucks. I make a note of it, and it probably doesn't help me my profit factor, but my abundance mindset is more important than a winning day. All right, and the last one is actually the first one I thought about when I was driving to think about some of the answers to this really cool question, is I will pass up on a really good setup, and I hate to say it, but for window dressing. All right. And again, it's for that abundance mindset. I want to, maybe lock in a winning week or something like that. But whether it's on a personal account, if you're trading your own account, but particularly on the managed side, the reality is, I kind of feel sometimes embarrassed to say this, but you have to make the numbers look good, right? If it's the end of the month, particularly the end of the quarter, I mean, this is taped mid-June. I have the quarter window dressing coming up. I kind of want my numbers to look good. And I know it sucks. I'm supposed to be taking all trades with positive expectancy. And, an A+ trade, maybe I'll lower size just to kind of for engagement purposes and, maybe have, with a winning trade, let it go. But even if you're just trading your own individual money, you don't need to sort of impress anybody with reports or anything like that. But sometimes you just like to have that sort of, I could lock in a really cool winning month. And I know traders who do that. They'll just quit like on the 20th or something. And I'm like, you're going to give up 10 days of probably maybe cool opportunity, but it's important to them. And I understand it gives them confidence or maintains their confidence. At some time, you got to push the button. And if it's a positive expectancy, I mean, the whole purpose of this video is if it's a positive expectancy, you have to push the button. But in these cases, I'm considering risk management, portfolio risk. We talked about the abundance mindset. But when it comes to window dressing, I'm probably leaving money on the table. But confession, I just do it. I don't know. Do you guys do that too? Just have a good day or a good week. I'm just going to lock it in. And maybe it's a good thing, especially in development. You want to keep that confidence going. But when it comes to this profession, my job is to generate alpha. And if they're presenting in front of me, I probably need to take it. Maybe I need a hand slap from some of the comments. So let me know if I'm just totally effing up. All right. So I hope this gives you insight and also kind of divulges a little more of the personal demons that I go through on a daily basis as a trader. It just, those demons will never go away. It's something that I try to separate comfort and doing my job. And I'm one who even preaches to the members, hey, you want comfort, go get a dog. This is about generating alpha. But sometimes, feeling good is feeling good. All right. So we balance it out. And so far it's worked pretty good. Statistically, it probably could have worked better, but you know what? I'll deal with it. I'll silk in my hazelnut latte and we'll be done with it. All right. I hope you got a little something out of it. Click on the link below. I'll give you my trade journal analytics, a little taste of that and how you can sort of optimize some of the things that help identify when you should or should not take your valid setups. All right. Hope you enjoyed this one. A little informal on a Sunday morning, and We hope you enjoyed it and have a great trading week.